I regret giving a homeless man $5. I was pulling up to a convenience store. There was this homeless guy walking around, and he was relatively young, probably late 20s or early 30s. He asked if I had $1. The smallest bill I had was a $5, so I gave that to him. He rushes into the store. I go in behind him. I start looking for chips, and I notice the man is following me around the store. I move to a different area of the store, and he follows me, stares me down, and says, "Do you have a boyfriend?" I say yes, even though it's not true. I just want him to leave me alone. Then he starts looking hella angry and says, "Are you cheating on me? Are you cheating on me?" Then he chuckles and looks at me serious again. I immediately walked out of the store as fast as I could and leave. Yeah, end of story, and I want my $5 back, lol. My girl once had her hand licked by a homeless man when she handed him $1. Needless to say, she has never given anyone money ever again. One time, I saw a dude give $10 to a homeless guy. The homeless guy looked him straight in the eyes and said, "Oh, you want a..." The dude started panicking, and he responded promptly, "No. I would be doing the same thing, dude." Yeah, I've had my fair share of moments of helping the poor, giving them money after I was scammed by some panhandlers. I never did it again, TBH. I even cornered one when I saw her again. God, I hate fakers. Yeah, I've never really helped anyone. I feel like everyone's trying to take advantage unless they genuinely look and seem homeless. Poor guy sounds seriously mentally disabled. Let him have that $5, although he needs a lot more than that to get him back into active society. Well, are you cheating on him? You didn't answer the question. I had my coming out today. I'm gay. OMG, it's unbelievable. I just had my coming out. My friends and family support me till the end. I hope y'all can do the same. Be courageous and do it. Can anyone relate? I just could hug the whole world, but my BF isn't talking to me, and I don't give a frick. I have mixed emotions. Hi gay, I'm dad. Sorry, someone had to do it. Congratulations at coming out. Sorry, your month was last month. Irrelevant. Silly. I'd probably be a little upset too if my wife came out and said she was gay. I wouldn't take it too well. I feel bad for the boyfriend. Maybe break up with them and then come out. Congrats that you found yourself though. According to OP's history, her BF, ex, cheated on her. Then she broke up with him and came out as gay all within the span of an hour. Sounds pretty gay, brah. My boyfriend called me the hard R. Oh my god. Okay? Me and my boyfriend have been together for almost 3 years. Our relationship has been very healthy up until this comment, and I always have thought that I wouldn't even hesitate to say yes if he asked me to marry him. We have arguments, but they're never anything too serious. Last night he really blew up at me because I accidentally put a dent in his truck when pulling out of a parking lot, and he ended up calling me the hard R. I'm a black female and he's white. He has never said anything racist before and has apologized already, but I'm very hurt and honestly can't stop crying. He told me that school/work is stressing him out, and he took it out on me in the moment because the dent in the truck was just the cherry on top to everything bad that's been happening to him. I know that he is truthfully sorry, but he keeps on repeating it and is giving me an excessive amount of affection, but I don't know if this is something I can just get over easily. I love him so much, and this really freaking sucks. I have never in my life said the hard R out of anger or frustration. I don't know that it's something that just slips unless it's a word you use regularly or grew up hearing. Is his family racist? It's so weird to me when people just say it or it just slips. I can't imagine. I am sometimes stressed out and upset and frustrated as well. You know what I wouldn't do? Throw hard insults at my wife, ever. If it slipped out because he was angry, then he's constantly holding it back when he isn't angry. Basically, it's on his mind often. I dated a black girl and have black friends and coworkers, and surely I've gotten angry with them. That word has never crossed my mind in any circumstance. If the word was never in his vocabulary, no amount of stress or anger could make it come up in an argument. Think long and hard about whether this was just a mistake or a slip-up that showed you his true colors. I am married to my cousin. We always had crushes on each other since we were kids, and as teens, we started having sex frequently. Then eventually, we fell in love and kept our relationship a secret for a long time until my mother caught us together when we were 18 and 19, which was extremely embarrassing. She, of course, told my dad and my aunt and uncle, who were all furious with us and demanded we stop. We pretended to, but we were in love, so we didn't stop. Of course, we eventually got caught again, but it erupted in a huge fight, and so we eloped to a state where it was legal and we got married. Unfortunately, neither of our parents approve and have cut us off, but neither of us had really good homes growing up, so we're not missing much. We are not going to have children, just in case, but we're very happy and very much in love. No, she did not have to change her last name because we had the same one. No one currently in our lives knows about this outside of a very couple trusted friends. It's very much a secret in our lives. No, she did not have to change her last name because she had the same one. What the fuck? Don't go to any family reunions. They are a family reunion. I'm so glad that my family is normal and doesn't do this crap. I just want people to be happy. Too much sadness in the world. If you don't hurt anyone and it makes you happy, be happy. For once, I see parents being the logical ones here. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but as long as you don't have kids, what's the harm? That's weird. I'm not even gonna get into this. It's so gross. Neither of your parents are happy because they are your uncle and aunt. This is definitely a rage bait / karma farming account. I would never tell my children or husband this, but becoming a mother is my biggest regret in life. I'm 38 and have 3 children at 12, 10, and 8. And while I of course love them dearly, I do secretly regret having children. 12 years ago, my life stopped. My career ended and I essentially became a full nanny, a chef and a maid for free for little humans that cared in my body for 9 months, who talk back to me, make my life difficult, and honestly don't really like me. My husband's and my sex life also died. We have sex maybe once every couple months because he's always at work and is usually very tired or just not in the mood. Childbirth also ruined my body. I have stretch marks all over my body, 2 C-section scars, loose skin, and weirdly colored nipples that still get milky and gross every once in a while. I also have a scar from when I split open all the way to my asshole with my firstborn. I have virtually no bladder control after spending a combined total of 27 months pregnant in my life now either. I literally have to wear panty liners all the time because sometimes a little bit of pee just comes out on its own. Honestly, being pregnant and childbirth is easily the worst thing that's ever happened to me. After the 3rd time, I made my husband get a vasectomy. I told him I cannot do this again, and thankfully, he understood. I did it all for 3 children who honestly don't like me very much at all either. They constantly talk back, tell me I'm a terrible mother, and tell me that they hate me or won't listen to what I'm asking them to do. I've tried to be a good mother, and I still try because I know firsthand what it's like to have a bad one. I try to take good care of the house, kids, and my husband, but the last 12 years have been the worst of my life, and I have another 10 plus to go, assuming I make it that far and that my children will actually leave the home. By then, I'll be almost 50, and my husband will be over 50, and then what? Will we actually have a life again over 20 years after they ended? Will we somehow manage to have a passionate sex life again in our 50s? I doubt it, but yep, that's my confession. I deeply regret having children and believe it ruined my life and extinguished the passion and romance in my marriage. You need to start trying to take care of your physical health. Being a parent is hard and it's a lot of sacrifice and those kids need you. Have you contacted a doctor and looked into treatment options for incontinence? 3 pregnancies is a lot in the body and it sounds like your body sustained some long-term damage. It's difficult to carve out time for yourself, but you need to start taking care of yourself as well. Our child has been extremely challenging, but after we started looking into treatment for some of the physical issues I was dealing with, it helped a lot. The daily grind is a lot, but the next few years will fly by. Hang in there. I suspect there are a lot of people who feel this way. I chose not to have kids, so I can't even comprehend the level of sacrifice women have to make to have a family. The one thing I will say is though, I'm sure your kids do like you. My sister's kids put her through hell from about 9 to 19, but now they realize how good a mom she really is, and they finally appreciate her, so I doubt very much your kids really don't like you. Hormones are tough on your emotions, and the easiest targets are those we are closest to. Hang in there. This is the exact reason I don't want kids. I think more parents need to be this open about how they feel. Pregnancy and birth and motherhood are so romanticized, and people get so sucked into the fairy tale of what they think motherhood will be like, but there are so many unhappy parts that aren't shared, and people need to be more real about it. And you did it 3 times too. Oof. I made a girl I really liked cry. Hi, I'm 23M. I met a girl 19F. We met through a mutual friend and started talking for a bit. We actually got along pretty well, and we would chat for an entire day up until 1 a.m. Take note that I'm an idiot when it comes to interpersonal relationships. I was so shocked that this girl, who is extremely beautiful, actually likes me, and I'm by no means handsome. I'm a 4 out of 10, and she's a straight 10 out of 10. I can't believe that I'm actually winning over such a girl. After some time, we decided to meet up, and that's when things started hitting the fan without me noticing. I came on too strong and was sticking too close to her, something that went over my head as we were hanging out. After that date, I was wondering why she suddenly disappeared. Then a mutual friend told me everything. She cried. I made her uncomfortable. I was a total creep. I'm angry at myself for not realizing such simple things. I hate that my introverted lifestyle actually took a hit at my common sense in interpersonal interactions. The guilt I'm experiencing is inexplicable. I made a gentle and kind soul feel traumatized. I've left a small apology, then deleted my Facebook and Instagram. Right now, I'm just contemplating, thinking about what could have been. I don't hate myself, though I know that it won't fix things. I want to cry, but I know crying won't fix her tears. I know that all I must do is work on getting better. But the guilt is so heavy, I just wanted to say something here for the first time. Forgive me if I suck at this. Dude, what did you do? Explain. Finish the story. I don't think he really knows what he did. Can you be specific with your definition of creep behavior? Because it could change a lot. What does sticking too close even mean? Yeah, it's an incomplete story. We still don't know what OP did to her, and he considers himself a creep. That too don't know why. Hey, I think you went too far by deleting Instagram and Facebook. Maybe try to apologize to her somehow, if not directly, then to the mutual friend who can pass it on. There's not much you can do now, maybe just learn from this. You're kinda still doing it. You write about her as if she's the love of your life that left after years of being together. OP, you say you want to work on yourself and change, but you're not admitting what you actually did. You cannot grow from this if you don't own up to whatever you did. I had a crush on a boy. I never told anyone. When I was 11, I had a crush on the boy next door, so I wrote him a letter saying, I love watching you every day, and put it inside his mailbox, but his parents thought it was a threat and called the cops. They opened a whole investigation on it. If you're thinking your crush saying no is bad, imagine them opening an entire investigation on it. Honestly, this is pretty funny. Thanks for sharing. This is gold, OMG. This is a good example of good intentions, but a horrible outcome. Lol, I put a letter with a heart confetti in my neighbor's mailbox who I had a kitty crush on. His mom yelled at me for committing mail fraud? Oh, that's so cute. Your first Karen. I got a job! With a lot of exclamation points. I'm so proud of myself. I got my first real job job as a waiter at a nice upscale restaurant. I graduated college in May with a degree in biology. My plan was to go into healthcare, but that's what my family always wanted of me, and what I thought would be the best for me due to job security and decent pay. Anyways, I don't really have anyone to tell other than my boyfriend, because sadly, if I told my family, they would only try to take money from me. My path is taking me in the direction of just being happy and waking up and doing what would be best for me. I don't want all the pressure, and I don't want to go back to school, at least not yet. I'm proud of myself for standing up for me, and I'm happy I could share with internet friends. Thanks for taking the time to read. Are you not going to try to get into healthcare anymore? It's a possibility. I'm just not ready to go back to school for 2+ more years right now. It's also a huge time drainer, generally, and soul sucking. I just got out of school, and I have absolutely zero money to show for the first 22 years of my life. I just want to get started making money so I'm able to have freedom. If you got a biology degree and want to work in healthcare, you could always work as a lab technician. You don't work with patients or anything, but the job security is probably some of the best in the healthcare industry. I could be wrong, but you can sit for the test with a bio degree. At least the lab I just left, we had some bio people coming through. Put yourself first and everything will fall into place. Rock on, dude. I made fun of my BF's twin, thinking it was him. I just turned 16F, having been dating Zach, 16M, for 4 weeks. We met 4 weeks before that, and he told me one of his siblings is his twin brother, but I never met him, and it only came up in convo once, weeks ago. There's a tiny chippy near my school. Ugh, they're British. Zach's school is nearby, but not many people go to this one. I went there during lunch and saw who I thought was Zach sitting alone inside. I was confused because he always keeps his hair in cornrows, but this time he had messy, curly, open, lower neck length hair that was all over his face. He also has friends and doesn't come here during lunch, but it was clearly Zach. I saw him in that same hoodie recently too. We usually jokingly make fun of each other a lot, and I was sitting next to him and I made a joke, mean comment about his hair. I fully expected him to say something back or tell me what happened, but he stayed silent and looked down. I giggled and said, "Hello," grabbed his shoulder, and he pulled away so hard he almost hit me. Still completely silent and refusing to talk. I was very embarrassed and confused, and that woman at the counter made a nasty face as if I was bullying him, so I quickly said sorry to him and dashed off. Later on, Zach texted me normally about something else completely, and it hit me. That was most definitely his twin. I completely forgot he had one, and it got confirmed by the real Zach later. Zach also told me his twin had some mental health issues and doesn't have any friends, so his twin is a little odd. That was my first and last time ever going to that chippy. I feel terrible and embarrassed, oh my god. Hopefully if you continue to date Zach and get to know his twin better, you can have a decent relationship with him and this will all blow over. And, assuming you've told Zach, you can explain that if that indeed was him, it'd have just been a bit of fun-making chat, you didn't say it to be mean. I'm also dating an identical twin. As a twin, this happens a lot. Just apologize next time you see them. That used to bother me a lot when I was younger, but if people acknowledge that I was my own person, I would let it go. Identical twin here. I'm sure if it's explained to him, he'll understand. I get confused with my brother all the time, and hopefully, he'll get that you didn't mean to upset him. I know a lad who has an identical twin, but I never met him. I was in town one day and saw my mate, ran over and hit him on the arm with a newspaper and said something like, "Now then, you big C word." And the guy just looked friggin' horrified. That's when it dawned on me. I had to sheepishly say, "You're Danny's brother, aren't you?" To be fair, he found it funny, and then I get on with him really well now, so it's all good. I'm sorry, but I'm just curious, what is a chippy? I've never heard that phrase for a location. Oh, I'm from the UK. It's a fish and chip shop. I knew they were British. Vile. Disgusting. God, this is some stuff that would happen to me, Lamau. Rest in pieces, OP. My daughter made me cry. I love my sweet little 6-year-old. She's got ADHD, and at times her empathy and listening skills leave a lot to be desired. Anyway, I'm rather unwell at this moment. Got something, and my stupid doggy immune system is honestly making me feel worse than the illness. I've been having back and forth from the bathroom all day, throwing up and feeling very sorry for myself. After my last trip to the bathroom to throw up, what a little was in my stomach, I came out, and she was sat outside the door. She came up to me and said, "Daddy, I put my clean washing away, and the tumble dryer finished, so I took my clothes from there and put them away too." She has tried her best to fold them and put them all in her drawers. There were some clothes on the floor next to the tumble dryer that were mine, but she's taken all of her socks and done her best. She's currently sat on the floor pairing her socks. She saw I wasn't doing well and took it upon herself to sort her stuff so I didn't have to. A sweet gesture from my angel when I'm feeling like absolute crap. I've got an ice cream in the freezer I'm going to give her when she's done with her socks. Every day, I'm reminded how lucky I am to have her as my daughter. Sounds like a great kid. You did a great job raising her right. I don't ever want to have kids, but stuff like this makes me tear up. Good job raising her so far. Hey buddy, you're doing great. Your daughter must have learned how to love from you. I see adults often have high expectations of kids as if they're adults. They're kids. Don't forget that. I wish I was a house husband. My wife is a stay-at-home mom and I wish we could switch places. She's been away for a week now and I took off from work to be with the kids. I've been doing all the housework, taking care of the kids, etc. It's also relaxing. I drop the kids off at camp and then come back, clean the house, take care of the yard, do the laundry, cook, pick up the kids, play with them, put them to bed. I've never been so stress-free in my life. I even took care of some small home projects I've been putting off for months or years now. I've always tried to pitch in wherever I could and have even been accused of not pulling my weight in the past. Now I wish it was my full-time job. F the house husband stigma. This is the life. I love my wife and she's an excellent stay-at-home mom, but now I wish I could trade places. This will never happen though. I'm a relatively high-earning hard-working doctor, and the money has brought a comfortable lifestyle that would be hard to match if she worked and I didn't. Oh well, back to my 60-hour work week Monday. Not looking for advice, just confessing. My husband is a stay-at-home dad. I often think that I would like to change places, but I loathe cooking. He is much better at domestic things. I was a stay-at-home mom for a bit. I really preferred to be in the workforce. I just felt more engaged and mentally stimulated. Being a stay-at-home mom kind of sucked. After the stepkids moved out, I finished my degree and went back to work. I'm a stay-at-home dad, and it makes for a long day. I actually work at home as a rancher, but have my kids with me most of the time. Older is homeschooled, youngest in public school, so oldest helps me. Wife told me just yesterday how she wouldn't have it any other way. I do the doctor appointments, grocery shopping, cooking, and laundry, and so far it's working just fine. Do this for 3 months and tell me it's still for you. Maybe you could scale back your hours more often. 60 sounds excessive. And have your wife get a part-time job. Classic Reddit. This man literally just said he wasn't looking for advice. He posted, "Now he shall reap the consequences. My girlfriend doesn't want me to have a job. As a student from a low-income family, I need money to pay my bills. I have thousands of debts that need to be paid ASAP. My long-distance girlfriend says that I might find a pretty girl at work, and therefore she's crying and trying to deter me from finding a job. She said she'd rather I be in prison than at school or work because at least there are no women in men's prison. I'm so annoyed. Sounds like your girlfriend's insecure. Tell her to pay your bills then." Your girlfriend sounds insecure and possessive. That's toxic. Your partner should be supportive and want you to do better, not hold you back. You should find someone else. Please cut ties with her, OP. That's insane behavior. She's trying to isolate you, which is abusive, IMO. Good luck, OP. I guarantee she is cheating with a coworker because that is straight projection. She sounds manipulative and controlling. Ask her to cover all your expenses for you so you don't have to work. And when she says no, tell her how goofy she sounds and then dump her. She sounds like she will hold you back your entire life, and you seem like you have aspirations. Get rid of her ASAP, please. Red flags out the wazoo, says this commenter. I'm tired of the weight it takes with being a man. And I'm not talking about wanting to change my gender or identity. I'm just so worn out with never having people or friends hitting up my phone, and any relationship or love I have is probably built on what I can provide or bring to the table. And if I can just help to be a helping hand. I feel overlooked and taken for granted for anything and everything, even at jobs. I'm tired of being viewed as high possible threat to women just because I'm a male, and I hate this carousel of men thinking everything is competition and they have to put down each other to feel empowered. I hate being awkward but also not getting opportunities to speak for myself first, and just being put off as I'm a man of few words when in reality they just haven't gotten to know me. I hate having to feel obligated to be there for family just because they're family. Sorry, mom and dad and stepmom, I love y'all, but I'm tired of being the strong silent type. I wish I could have platonic female friends too without there being any ulterior motive just because I'm a man and society and culture thinks there can't be opposite sex friends and men only want sex. I want to be hugged from time to time and be able to vent to someone and not have to worry about being vulnerable. I just want an unconditional platonic friend love that females give each other with their girlfriends. Why did men stop this at childhood? I want to be needed and desired just for my presence. I'm so worn out with it all. I'm sorry to you other guys and women who are genuine souls, but it seems the general consensus of people are just so caught up with themselves that we've lost this love. Why can't we all be children again and girls were friends that had cooties and guys were friends like brothers? Every single word resonates. I'm real sorry, man. I feel it too, and I'm sure a lot of others here as well. You're not alone. Bro, you and every good man in the world. It's tough. It really is. I get some of what you're saying, but I get and give unconditional love from two of my friends, and I tell them I love them and am there for them when they are struggling with stuff, and they do the same for me. Find some male friends that aren't all about their egos, and it makes all the difference. One day you'll have a nice girl, and everything will be all good. Hey, that's it for today's video, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.